Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today we are diving into something that, let's be honest, affects pretty much every single one of us, breaking out of that endless digital scroll. It is just so incredibly easy to find ourselves passively consuming content hour after hour, kind of just waiting for our lives to change or our energy to magically return. But as we go through these insights together today, we're going to see how reclaiming our time isn't just about putting a device away in a drawer. It's actually about a total identity upgrade. We're going to explore exactly how to shift from being passive observers to active participants in our own lives. Seriously, where did those last 40 minutes just go? I mean, have you ever unlocked your phone to check one single notification or reply to just one quick text, and suddenly, boom, almost an hour of your life has completely vanished? It's literally like a time machine, but instead of taking you to the future, it just slowly drains away your present. You weren't even trying to watch anything specific. Somehow your brain just got completely trapped in that loop. And honestly, the worst part is that physical sensation when you finally snap out of it. You don't feel relaxed at all, do you? You just feel incredibly drained, foggy, and kind of exhausted. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for getting out of this loop. We are going to start by diagnosing the endless scrolling trap. Then we'll move into 3 specific upgrades: strength training, high-income skills, and silent walking. Finally, we'll wrap up with the exact execution strategy on how to move before you think. Section 1. The endless scrolling trap and diagnosing the digital void. So, the core of the problem really comes down to this concept called frictionless dopamine. Think about traditional hobbies for a second, right? Reading a book, painting, building something in the garage. They all require a little bit of cognitive startup energy. There's friction there. But your phone, it requires absolutely zero effort. It is easily accessible stimulation that literally turns your device into emotional anesthesia. We use it to escape boredom, to avoid stress from a long workday, or, let's face it, to run away from our own personal thoughts. It numbs us out instantly, giving us this very comforting, totally frictionless void. And because of that anesthesia, we fall right into the trap of fake rest. Switching from working hard on your laptop to suddenly scrolling on your phone is exactly like revving a car engine in neutral. The car isn't actually going anywhere, but the engine is still burning fuel at absolute maximum capacity. That is fake rest. You might be lying on the couch, sure, but your brain is still processing at a mile a minute. You're absorbing rapid-fire micro-narratives, a comedy skit, then a sad news story, then a recipe video, all in the span of like 60 seconds. That is miles away from the real recovery your brain actually needs to repair itself and function properly. So the crucial point here is a big realization. You can't just tell yourself to stop scrolling. You can't just delete an app and expect your entire life to radically change overnight. Nature abhors a vacuum. The psychological void left behind by that missing dopamine is simply way too big. You have to actively replace that void with actions and habits that actually build you up and help you forge an entirely new identity. Section 2. Upgrade 1. Strength training and building the mind-body connection. Check out this incredibly common low-energy loop. Wake up, scroll, sit still, repeat. When your body becomes physically inactive, your mind slowly but surely becomes weaker and way more susceptible to distraction. It's a literal physiological feedback loop. Your body tells your brain, hey, I'm tired from sitting all day. So your brain seeks low-energy stimulation to cope, and the cycle just spins and spins. A lot of people walk around wondering why they constantly feel this massive lack of energy, and honestly, it's because they're physically trapped in this exact rhythm. You absolutely have to break the physical loop if you want to break the mental one. And this brilliantly illustrates a core truth. Confidence isn't built by thinking. It's built through physical action. You cannot simply think your way into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Actually, scratch that. You can't intellectualize your way out of a rut at all. You physically have to prove it to your brain through movement and exertion. Whether that means hitting a gym hard or just doing basic bodyweight movements on your living room floor, the physical exertion is the catalyst for everything else. Every single time you finish a workout, no matter how brief or how small, you are sending a powerful, undeniable message straight to your brain. You are fundamentally telling yourself, I am not giving up on myself. That tiny physical win creates an immediate identity shift. In that exact moment, you transform from a passive consumer of the world into an active participant in your own life. You are literally building yourself up. Section 3. Upgrade 2. High-income skills. Focusing on creating over consuming. Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is the 10% rule. Imagine if just a tiny slice, literally just 10% of the time you currently spend mindlessly watching videos or scrolling social media was redirected into creating something, or learning a skill that actually pays dividends. You don't have to overhaul your entire life 100% overnight. It's all about atomic changes. Just shifting a very small fraction of your time from pure consumption into focused creation can compound into absolutely massive life changes over the course of a single year. Think about the stark contrast here. It's a pretty harsh reality check, to be honest. While the creators you watch are out there actively building their assets and expanding their reach, you are simply trading your limited, totally non-renewable time for their views. If you spend hours upon hours just watching content, your own personal skills stay firmly at zero. In our modern economy, if you aren't building assets and creating value for yourself, you're already falling behind. So what does this look like? AI, coding, sales. These are just 3 powerful examples of high-income skills you could pursue right now. But here is the brutal truth. Picking just one clear, measurable direction is half the battle. It is incredibly easy to use, "Oh, I don't know where to start," or "I'm just too confused," as an excuse to retreat right back to the comfort of your phone screen. But effort without direction gets you nowhere. Just pick one skill, even if it feels totally messy and difficult at first, and just start building. Section 4. Upgrade 3. Silent walking. The hardest, but arguably the most important hobby. Okay, be honest with me. Does the idea of walking outside for 20 minutes in total silence make you a little anxious? No phone, no music, no podcasts. Just you and the environment. If that idea feels deeply uncomfortable to you, you really need to recognize what that actually means. That uncomfortable silence is a massive flashing warning sign of stimulation addiction. We've become utterly terrified of the quiet because the quiet is the only time our own thoughts can finally catch up with us. We use external noise as a constant buffer against our own inner monologue. But here's the thing, pushing through that initial discomfort is exactly where the magic happens. Your brain absolutely requires moments of silence to recover, process the events of the day, and start generating its own fresh ideas again. If you're constantly pumping external thoughts into your head through frictionless dopamine, your brain simply forgets how to be creative. Boredom and silence, they are the ultimate birthplaces of original thought. Silence isn't just nice to have, it is completely mandatory for a healthy mind. Section 5. Moving before you think. Let's look at the execution strategy to make all of this actually happen. You have to understand that the absolute hardest part of any new habit isn't the heavy lifting at the gym or the hour of studying code. It's the very first physical movement. Why? Because in those first 3 seconds, your brain is acting exactly like a slick defense lawyer desperately negotiating an escape route back to easy dopamine. It will tell you absolutely anything to get you to stay put on the couch. Just 5 more minutes. We'll definitely start tomorrow, or I'm just way too tired right now. Sound familiar? You will literally have to outsmart your own brain. When you feel that familiar urge to scroll, do not sit there overthinking the massive workout or the long study session ahead of you. Just execute a micro movement. Feel the urge, stand up immediately. Interrupt the loop with a tiny, irreversible physical movement. Walk into the other room before your brain even has the time to put together a compelling argument to talk you out of it. Break the spell with immediate physical momentum. Taking action in those critical few seconds isn't just about finishing some productivity checklist or completing a trendy 30-day challenge. It's about a fundamental realization that your mind is a tool that you wield. It is not a master that controls you. You have the ultimate power to decide exactly where your attention goes. You are in the driver's seat here, not your screen. So I want to leave you with this lingering question. When you eventually look back at your life, will it be measured by the countless hours you spent passively watching other people build their dreams? Or will it be measured by the moments you stepped into the silence, broke the loop, and built your own? Stop letting life slip away. Drop down in the comments right now and type "challenge accepted," along with the 2 new hobbies you're choosing to pursue. Also, make sure to grab the free habit tracker linked in the description to keep yourself accountable, and definitely subscribe for more explainers like this. Your identity is waiting to be upgraded. It's entirely up to you to take that first step. Thanks so much for joining me today.